Hi, today we're going to talk about adding two-factor authentication to your Facebook account to enhance its security. Now, you may not have Facebook, in which case that's okay. The similar principles apply, although the steps would be slightly different, to secure things like online banking and other applications that require security. Okay, so first of all, what is two-factor authentication? As the name suggests, it's authentication that requires two factors. The first factor, and the one we're normally using for most things, would be our username and password. That's considered one factor. In this case, the second factor, it can be done a couple of different ways. The way that we most often do it is by providing, say, a mobile phone number, and a unique sort of temporary PIN number is sent back to you, in this case from Facebook. But as I said, it could also be from your bank or whatever else you're enabling two-factor authentication on. That means for a person to get into your account to make changes, like to change the password to something they know, would require them not only to have your username and password, but also to physically have your mobile phone in their hand so they could get that temporary PIN. Right, let's get started. Firstly, find and select the Facebook icon on your iPad. Right, once Facebook is open, and obviously this is mine, yours will look a little bit different, look for the menu up in the top right-hand side that's shown here with a little down arrow. Okay, press that down arrow and a small menu will appear. Please select Settings. You should now see the Settings and Privacy page. Please select Password and Security. The password and security page should now be displayed. Now there's a fair bit of information on this and a lot of different options. The one we're going to look at first is two-factor authentication. So please select Use two-factor authentication. As I mentioned earlier, there's a couple of different options for doing two-factor authentication. The one we're going to use here is via your mobile phone using an SMS. So please press the button Use Text Message SMS. You'll be prompted to enter your mobile phone number or to select it if the device already knows your mobile phone number. So please enter your mobile phone number and then press Continue. Assuming you've entered your mobile phone number correctly, within a minute or two, you should receive an SMS containing a code that you will need to type in here. Okay, so if everything's gone according to plan, you should get a screen that looks something like this, telling you that you've been successful and two-factor authentication is on. So when you get that screen, just press Done. Okay, now we want to go back to the previous screen. So please press the small left arrow that's up on the title bar at the top of the screen. And you should see something that looks like this, confirming that two-factor authentication is now on and also showing you the last couple of digits of the mobile number that it's going to send the SMS to. So please confirm that you have that. Okay, with that confirmed, please do the same thing to get back to the previous screen. That is, press the small left arrow at the top of the title bar so we get back to the main password and security screen. Next, we're going to look at alerts about unrecognized logins. So please select that. Here we have the options for notification of weird login events. Now, what I mean by weird login event is where you're logging into Facebook from a new device or a new browser that you haven't used before, but it could also be someone else. So this is where you have the option of deciding to be notified via Facebook itself on your Facebook page, via Facebook Messenger, or via an email, or as you'll see here, I've opted for all three. Right, one last thing before we finish. Please, using the left arrow at the top of the screen again, go back to the password and security page, and this time select Choose 3 to 5 friends to contact if you are locked out. Right, you should now see a screen something like this where as the name suggested, you can add 3 to 5 trusted contacts, that's Facebook contacts, that will be able to unlock your account and give you access were you to inadvertently lock it by, for example, mistyping your password multiple times. Okay, that brings us to the end of this session on two-factor authentication and those other couple of items. As I suggested at the beginning, two-factor authentication is an important security method that you should probably use for your bank accounts when you're doing online banking, but also for any other application that requires security. Okay, thank you very much.